started while I was in college at Kent State, assisting a friend of mine who was in charge of all accounting and personnel at Grant Company in where I lived. And I had good friends, particularly two very good friends that I'd been with during college, and they were always talking IBM. I started at IBM in 1942. It was systems work. In other words, you worked with customers, developing the systems from the ground up onto IBM, because they didn't have punch cards at that time, and we were going into a field that was entirely new to people to have punch cards, and they had to be trained. They had to have everything primarily to help them have the IBM system. Mm-hmm. And being everything was growing at the time, and it was during the war years. We didn't have, the boys weren't around that would normally be doing that type of work at the various installations, and so they started hiring the girls. And we were taken up to Endicott, and we had what was called Tent City. And while you were there, you lived in what they referred to as tents. They were really glorified, beautiful little tents. Had wooden floors, wooden sideboards, a canvas up to the, there was wood sides 3/4 of the way up, then canvas up and across the top, and that was our tent. You weren't allowed out of the office without your gloves on, because during the war years, when I had girls under me, they had to have their gloves on. We had to have our hat on. You had to be dressed in complete business attire. All I ever figured out was, the thinking was, you kept your jacket on so that you didn't display your front attachments. Well, after I retired, that is the extent that of my work was always volunteer. The clinic provides a wonderful opportunity for people to help. And I look at it that in this way I can help provide the means for those people to be helped. It is the volunteers who make the organization. If it wouldn't be for them, we wouldn't have what we have today without people who do the actual work.
We are deeply grateful to Virginia and all of our donors and our volunteers that give their days, their weeks, and their months, hours at a time, dedicating themselves to our patients. Virginia gave us our building. The community will give us our future.